Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're taking you straight to the front lines of the Philippines' western frontier, Palawan, where the thunder of artillery and the roar of engines marked a powerful show of force. It's Balikatan 25, and this year's counterlanding Livefire event is one for the books. From precision strikes to joint coastal defense maneuvers, this is the reality of Allied preparedness in the Indo-Pacific. Balikatan, which means shoulder to shoulder in Filipino, is not just a name. It's a powerful symbol of unity. This year's exercise, Balikatan 25, kicked off on April 21st with over 17,000 troops from the Philippines, United States, and Australia. And while Japan's self-defense forces weren't on the field, they were on the sidelines, observing closely and reinforcing the spirit of multilateral cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. From humanitarian assistance to cyber operations, Balikatan covers it all. But one of the most anticipated segments every year is the counterlanding Livefire event, which this time took place in the strategic location of Rizal, Palawan. Palawan sits on the edge of the West Philippine Sea, making it a critical location in the country's defense network. On April 28th, a full-scale simulation unfolded off its coast, a counterlanding scenario where Allied forces had to repel a simulated seaborne intrusion. The drill began with a maritime interdiction operation, a coordinated strike involving the Philippine Navy's multi-purpose attack crafts, PACs, and a newer fast attack interdiction craft, PHMalaya. These vessels were tasked with stopping enemy landing forces before they could reach the shore. Swift, aggressive, and precise, this was coastal defense in motion. Once the simulated threat was engaged at sea, the exercise transitioned into a full coastal Livefire mission. This phase demonstrated the synchronized might of joint forces. Leading the barrage were Philippine Marine Corps howitzers, pounding targets with artillery. Following closely was the arrival of the American HIMARS, the high-mobility artillery rocket system, known for its devastating precision. One well-timed strike from HIMARS can change the tide of battle, and this drill proved it. Not all battles are won from afar. As the HIMARS roared, infantry units stepped in, using M16 rifles and .50 caliber machine guns to provide suppressing fire and secure the beachhead. The coordination was seamless, showcasing how layered defense can work, from long-range precision to close-quarters domination. This isn't just for show. In real conflict scenarios, especially those involving island defense or contested coastlines, such multi-layered synergy is key. But what really makes this year's exercise stand out is the integration of emerging doctrines and technologies. For example, the deployment of HIMARS wasn't just about firepower. It was about showcasing the mobility and responsiveness of precision long-range assets in literal environments. These systems, mounted on wheeled platforms, can quickly reposition, fire, and relocate. Essential in archipelagic terrain like the Philippines, where mobility is often the key to survivability. This concept is tied closely to the U.S. military's Expeditionary Advanced Base Operations, or EABO, and the Philippine Marine Corps' shift toward a more agile, distributed force structure. In practical terms, it means that small, rapidly deployable units armed with high-impact weapons can deny or delay enemy access to key maritime choke points, even in austere, contested areas. And it's not just about missiles and firepower. The interoperability seen in Balikatan extends to communication systems, battlefield coordination, and joint command structures. Every round fired, every maneuver executed, is underpinned by real-time data sharing between allies, a critical advantage in modern warfare. These are lessons learned from recent conflicts worldwide and applied here in the Philippines to defend its territory. Looking ahead, the lessons from this counterlanding drill feed directly into larger plans, such as enhancing the Philippines' archipelagic defense concept under its Rehorizon 3 modernization plan. With increasing foreign investments in defense infrastructure and new platforms arriving over the next few years, drills like these ensure that systems and doctrines evolve in parallel. It's not just about having weapons, it's about knowing how to use them together. So why does this matter? Why Palawan? Why now? Because just beyond the horizon lies the Spratly Islands, where Chinese maritime presence has grown increasingly aggressive. With their artificial islands, Coast Guard gray zone tactics, and militarized outposts, Beijing has turned the South China Sea into a flashpoint. Balikatan 25 isn't just about drills, it's a message that the Philippines, the United States, Australia, and like-minded partners like Japan are prepared, not for war, but for peace through strength and deterrence. This year's full battle exercise, where troops simulate real combat conditions, is part of a broader push to modernize the armed forces of the Philippines and to reinforce the region's defensive posture. The final moment of the drill came with a precision HIMARS strike, delivering the finishing blow in the simulated conflict. Watching on were members of the Japan Self-Defense Forces, gathering insights and reinforcing their ties in this growing regional alliance. Their presence speaks volumes. Asia-Pacific security is no longer bilateral. It's multilateral, integrated, and increasingly prepared. Balikatan 25's counterlanding Livefire drill wasn't just an exercise. It was a display of resolve. Against threats seen and unseen, allies stood shoulder to shoulder, proving once again that in defense of peace and sovereignty, they will not stand down. If you found this coverage insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Until next time, stay sharp, stay aware, and always watch the horizon.